Online Life is Real Life. It's an original podcast from Mozilla. Do you get the feeling that we're at the start of a reckoning for the internet? In 2018, social media giants admitted that their platforms spread misinformation and disinformation around the world. It's the same year that some governments passed privacy laws protecting our data, and others promised regulation to come. It's also the year the Me Too movement found its way into the boardrooms of big tech. And that's what progress looks like. Hard conversation and debates are happening. People like you and me are standing up for a safe, open, and free internet. An internet that is awesome for everyone. Okay, so why am I hosting this show? Well, I'm a journalist, and my thing is investigating how tech changes our lives.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, November 12th, 2018. Thank you all for joining us this week. Let us get down to the good stuff. Friends of Mozilla for this week. I'm going to bump up that font size one more time for my own eyeballs' sake. Big thanks to our wonderful community members who landed web extensions code in Firefox 64. That's Oriol, Tomislav, Shivam, Tim, Arshad, Divyanesh, Tom, Tim, and Pratiksha, who all did awesome work landing actual code into the Firefox browser or onto the add-on stuff. So big thanks to all of them for their contributions. And thanks to tech speakers Cairo, Candy, Luis, and Yamama, who gave talks and workshops over the last weekend in Austria, Botswana, and Mexico, and to Felipe, Joanna, Jing, Daniele, and Eugenio, who give talks and workshops in Brazil, Malaysia, and the Netherlands and Italy this coming week. Wow. Okay, so lots and lots of people going lots and lots of places, doing awesome work, talking about Mozilla stuff. Our tech speakers are some fantastic volunteers, and we could not do what we do without them. So a big round of applause for our tech speakers. Okay, upcoming events for this week. I am going to refresh the wiki real quick, just because sometimes people like to add last-minute updates, and that is quite all right. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we've got the Homebrew Website Club Baltimore in Baltimore, and that's at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, not Daylight Time, Standard Time. That's at Digital Harbinger Foundation. 1045 Light Street, and there's information how you can get involved. You can join that event and show up and hang out and get all the indie web goodness following those links. The other Homebrew Website Club events are happening in New Haven, which is a new edition at the Southern Connecticut State University, at the Mozilla San Francisco office, and a virtual Americas meetup, which is happening 6:30 Pacific Standard Time on Hangouts. And the Homebrew Website Club meetup is a meetup for people who build and maintain their own websites outside the content silos that dominate our modern online life. If that's something interesting to you, you should absolutely check these out. They're a cool event. They're sort of divided up into like a writing hour and a sort of meetup and show and tell kind of thing. Very cool. You should check them out. Also on Wednesday, we have an add-ons Good First Bugs triage, and that is, check your time zone. Things have shifted around, and that will be at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the ACE video room. Particularly if you were in Europe, where we kind of shift out of sync, you should probably double check that if you are interested in helping identify good first bugs for all those wonderful contributors to the extensions ecosystem. All right. I think we have a handful of speakers this week, and we're going to start here in Mountain View with Asa giving our weekly Firefox update.
Thank you, Poch. Hey everyone, Firefox 63.0.1 is our current stable release. 64 is in the beta channel and it goes to release on December 11th. Our 8th beta shipped last Friday and our 9th beta ships tomorrow. We've got 14 betas scheduled for this cycle. Firefox 65 is in the nightly channel, and over the last week we've fixed about 500 bugs. That's about 10% above our average, so it was a good bug fixing week. Some of the notable changes: warn when quitting and closing multiple tabs is now available even if you have Firefox set to restore your previous session. At some point in time, we decided that if you were restoring your previous session, you didn't need the warning on quit. We've decided that we're going to add that warning back. WhatsApp Web is now a lot faster. It was unusably slow for some really long conversations. We got a layout bug fix noted in the wiki links. We fixed a couple of evil traps bugs. Evil traps are the kind of bugs where a malicious web developer takes advantage of a web standard to bombard you with pop-ups or hang your browser or something ugly like that. And we fixed a couple of those this last week. We fixed a regression on Mac OS that was affecting back and forward navigation with your back and forward gestures. We fixed a regression that broke playing Amazon Prime videos, so those should work again. Sorry for the inconvenience. We now have an MSI installer that wraps the exe installer. Gecko on desktop now supports CSS environment variables. Gecko View got a media API. Android scrolling got significantly better. We changed to dispatching vsync notifications on the UI thread. A special thanks to Mark Paxman99 for all of his help in testing and for reporting that bug. And last but not least, the new About Performance page, which you should check out because it's much improved on the previous one, now has right to left support. That's it for this week on Firefox. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Asa. Awesome. That was a lot of cool stuff. And thank you for fixing the evil traps. Oh, right, going back to my agenda. Next up, we have Michaela, who's coming to us remotely from Washington, D.C., to talk to us about the new IRL season trailer. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me. So I'm Michaela. I'm based out of Washington, D.C., and we just announced that season 4 of Mozilla's IRL podcast will premiere 2 weeks from today, and we are extremely pleased to be welcoming Manoush Zumoradi as our new host. She's an expert at examining the complexities and paradoxes of modern digital life, and you might know her from Note to Self, the Privacy Paradox, Zigzag, or even from the talk that she gave earlier this year in our speaker series to Mozillians. So in season 4, she will explore the potential of ethical tech. It will also be very closely aligned with Firefox features and values this coming season as we look to strengthen and reinforce our product OKRs into 2019. So without further ado, I'm going to give my voice time to Manoush so everyone can hear the audio trailer. Let's hit it.
Does this sound okay? Yeah? Should I just go for it? Okay. I'm Manoush Zumoradi, and I'm hosting Season 4 of IRL, Online Life is Real Life. It's an original podcast from Mozilla. Do you get the feeling that we're at the start of a reckoning for the internet? In 2018, social media giants admitted that their platforms spread misinformation and disinformation around the world. It's the same year that some governments passed privacy laws protecting our data, and others promised regulation to come. It's also the year the Me Too movement found its way into the boardrooms of big tech. And that's what progress looks like. Hard conversation and debates are happening. People like you and me are standing up for a safe, open, and free internet. An internet that is awesome for everyone. Okay, so why am I hosting this show? Well, I'm a journalist, and my thing is investigating how tech changes our lives and our world. Sometimes for good, sometimes not so good. And I've been using the phrase ethical tech. I don't know if that's a real phrase. Let's use it, because I really think that we can build technology that is ethical. It's what Mozilla does. It's what they stand for. Both of us want the same thing, to have choice, control, and transparency when it comes to the internet. And it's through that lens that this season, we're going to look at how even the most basic things we do online are shaped by those who build those basic things. From how we shop to what we read, who moderates our content, even how we pick our passwords. We'll unpack those ideas, learn who gets represented, and who gets ignored. November 26th, that's when the first episode drops. We are going to get nerdy. We are going to get human. We're going to also have some fun. Subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you like listening. IRL, from Mozilla, the company that makes the Firefox browser. Come listen, come learn, and come demand a better internet.
Very cool. Thank you, Michaela. Season 4 looks like it's going to be really cool. So looking forward to that. We'll get my podcast app prepared to receive the awesome. All right, next up we have Michael Van Cleek in the Mozilla Portland office with our weekly minute update. Hello.
Hey, Potch. Hi, everybody. I'm back in Portland now after 3 weeks out in the European continent, and it's the weekly minute, and it's a couple minutes a minute. We got a lot today. It's weekly updates from Mozilla IT on the things that we're doing to support and empower all of Mozilla in our mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. An internet that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experience and are empowered, safe, and independent. And like I said in that last of introducing IRL, an awesome internet. That's what we're doing. So we got a bunch of stuff happening in IT, affecting lots of different people. We're going to start with we have a new Wi-Fi authentication system going in, securing our offices a little more in our spaces. Remember, new way to log into Wi-Fi at our spaces. You should have got an email about it. Set up your new login before your office deadline to keep using Mozilla Wi-Fi and other stuff in your office. Congratulations to us in Portland for making the change last week. Good job, everybody. Paris, San Francisco, Toronto, Vancouver, and Taipei. You need to migrate by this Friday, but it's really easy. Other spaces are due at the end of next week. Generate your new Wi-Fi password at login.mozilla.com/Wi-Fi. For more info about the project, how-tos on how to set up other platforms, check out the Project Mana page. It's linked from here. Next, we have a chance for you to win some cool swag. The Mozilla Data Collective MDC Databot Sticker Contest. Bring your artistic side to design a sticker for MDC Databot. Stickers will be distributed at the December 2018 All Hands in Orlando, and you will get a chance to win a hoodie jacket with your winning design. Details are at the link posted here. Next, speaking of Slack bots, this week in the Portland office, the IT's Connected Workforce team is having a work week. Our focus is on delivering valuable collaboration tools on the Slack platform to help all of us, all Mozillians, be able to better work together. Share your Slackbot ideas, as a lot of you have been doing, in Slack in the /Slackbot-ideas channel, and see how our team, the Connected Workforce team, is using Slack to better enable our own collaboration in the Connected Workforce channel. You might be able to see some of the things we do this week. We're using Jira for our issues, and you can see the issues pop up there. Also in Slack, a lot of you joined me when I did a session on Mozilla's journey from the data center to the cloud in the Little Learning Slack channel. I'm going to do another series in there based on a presentation I gave a couple weeks ago in London. The presentation was on enterprise architecture as an astrolabe to guide innovation. And the presentation spans astrolabes. If you want to know what an astrolabe is, I'll talk about that. Yoko Ono, very important. Ways to look at capabilities and ideas on how to apply capabilities to innovation processes to help achieve long-range visions, like we did in my Innovate Like a DJ presentation. Come join the learning. Come join the Little Learnings on Slack. It's just 3 minutes a day, and I'll be starting that later this week. And finally, this Friday, we have an IT Brown Bag special edition. It's going to be international. It's going to be at the more global-friendly time of 1700 Europe, 1600 UK, 11 a.m. EST, 8 a.m. Pacific time to accommodate a slate of international speakers. Dietrich Ayala will be giving his rescheduled session on Mozilla and distributed web from Istanbul. Alberto Del Barrio will be speaking from Berlin about visualizing traffic across Mozilla network borders. That was based on a suggestion in the idea box. You can see the idea box on Moderator. And Valeria Gonzalez will present from Seattle on the Mozilla Enterprise Project. You can join us on Airmo in the IT channel or in the Brown Bags video channel, and you can join the discussion about the Brown Bag in the IT Brown Bag Slack channel. So thank you all very much.
Very cool. Thank you, Michael. Jam-packed update this week. All right, let me get back to my agenda, just so I can hand it over to David Bryant here in Mountain View to give our Emerging Technologies Weekly update. Let me get that scrolled for you.
Hello, everyone. If you've been paying attention to these over the last many weeks, and I know you have, we've been up to a steady stream of things in emerging technologies all about social VR to make it possible for us to have meetings like this one actually on the web and in VR. So we have Hubs, which is our platform for doing that, and create a great social VR experience and share it with others. It comes with a pre-built set of rooms. We then expanded Hubs so that you could add your own content into one of those pre-built rooms, put any piece of web content, pictures, your dog, a cat video, whatever, in the room along with you to sort of make your social VR space more personal and more interesting. And then a couple of weeks ago, we announced Spoke, which lets you actually build your own spaces, your own rooms that you can use to meet folks online in VR with. And if you're like me, you've been having fun with Spoke, building shared places on the web that you can be on the surface of the moon or inside of a wrecked airplane in Iceland. And so there's a lot of opportunity for creativity. And to tie that all together, we've announced a competition with our friends at Sketchfab to have people sort of put those piece parts together to really create using Hubs and Spoke and Sketchfab components and create fanciful shared meeting spaces. The competition actually talks about them as clubhouses. And the goal, of course, is to put more customizable social spaces together, get really talented people who are much better at using the tools than I am, to create those shared spaces which we can all then go and happily move into and customize and personalize and make our own. So if you're interested in following along, you can find more information about that on the Sketchfab blog. You can also play around with some of the tools, Spoke and others. There's links in the notes here, and stay tuned for all of the competition to play out so that we can bring more social VR. Maybe one day we'll have one of these meetings in Hubs. Second piece of news, this one's actually pretty easy. Potch already did most of the work earlier. Pretty much every week at this meeting, we open up with what folks have been up to, and invariably there's a great summary of what our Tech Speakers program has accomplished over the course of the previous week. Tech Speakers program is great because not only, as Potch mentioned, do those folks get out and sort of talk about the web and Mozilla, but it's also an opportunity for them to sort of grow their own reach and expand their own scope because we provide training and other resources for all of those tech speakers. And we are now in the midst of our call for another round of folks who would be interested in being in Tech Speakers program through November 22nd, I believe it is. So if you're curious or interested, or you know someone who you think would be a great tech speaker, there's a link in the notes, which I will scroll to, or someone will, to get to the simple form that you need to fill out to express an interest, there we go, in the Tech Speakers program so that you or your friends can sign up. Additionally, a quick plug on the Tech Speakers program. Javi Hoffman, who co-founded the program with Dietrich Ayala, has an excerpt in a book that Mary Thingvall just published, The Business Value of Developer Relations, that talks very concretely about what we've been able to accomplish with tech speakers. So if you're looking for a Christmas present for someone that's interested in a book on developer relations, here's a good suggestion. And you can also look for Javi's iconic representation on the cover as an item of produce. So that's our ET headlines for the week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, David. And all right, with that, we're going to actually do not know if we have any intros. Going to refresh the wiki. We do. Wonderful. Fantastic. Perfect timing, because apparently the wiki has decided there is no content on the page anymore. Ah, there we go. Come on up.
Hey folks, I'm Justin Dulski. I'm pleased to be introducing Patricia Lawless. She's going to be a new engineering manager on the Firefox desktop front-end team, working on web payments and performance. So welcome, Patricia.
Thanks. Super cool. Welcome. All right, and with that, we are all finished for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a fantastic week, and you keep on rocking the free web. See ya.